one of the most sensitive issues right now is mental health because it affects a lot of people.
Yeah.
And some people don't even know that they have mental health problems. Yeah, until it's too late. And from one of your interviews that you did, you talked about once being abused in your life, which affected your mental health.
Yeah.
So how did it happen, and how did you manage to overcome it?
Good question. uh, Mental health starts with there's many forms of mental health, but I think mental health really starts off with number one, being in denial
Okay.
of your situation, your stance at that moment. And why would you be in denial? Because you're put in certain circumstances that can affect you. So whether it's your surroundings or the people around you, these are the people that really help or break, really build or break your way of thinking.
Okay.
I'm trying to break it down here so people can you understand, like people can really understand what I'm trying to say here.
Yeah.
Is that basically mental health is important because everything we do comes back to our mentality and the way we think. Now, if there is someone that's facing abuse or any kind of like it doesn't have to be like physical abuse, but it can also be verbal abuse.
Yeah.
And they're not the kind of person who maybe, let's say, speaks up or stands up for themselves, they tend to soak those things in. They tend to withstand that. And it's not a bad thing, but after long periods of time, it becomes a norm. And the brain and the way you think feels that it's where you're meant to be. And it's hard, it's like a trap. It's hard to come out of that. And honestly, when it comes to my journey, there's been a series of events that has caused me to have like a mental break, like not a mental breakdown, but like to go through a couple of experiences that caused me to become depressed and feel like I am not doing much in life or feel that I'm not good enough. You see what I'm saying? And to heal from that, it requires you to understand that you are actually going through that, because I've met a lot of people who are in denial, like in denial. That's why I said in the beginning, I said that people who go through a lot of mental health issues are in denial.
They don't want to admit that they have
It's not just about admitting, it's about coming to that realization kwamba I actually have something wrong with me right now and it needs to be attended. And how you attend it is also very important, because if you're surrounded with people who don't take it seriously, if you're surrounded by people who don't understand what it really means, and you don't have an outlet to express yourself, it becomes even harder to really heal from that.
Yeah.
And I can say I still have traces of it, and I have definitely healed, and God has been a huge part of that. But also the people who I surround myself with specifically contribute to that health, that mental health aspect. And it all comes down to our upbringings as well. Our parents, how they raise us, number one. Number two, the people we surround ourselves, like from an early age, like schools, the role models that we look at, how do they treat the children, how do they handle people and their thinking, because at the end of the day it starts off, it's a psychological thing, even though it may happen physically or non-physically, but it affects the psyche of the brain, right?
Yeah.
So all in all, yes, I did speak about, I don't like to talk too much about it because it's quite a touchy topic.
Yeah.
But it's definitely something that needs to be looked at a lot lately, because we are affected mentally every day by what we watch, what we consume,
Yeah.
and what we surround ourselves with, and that solely affects our mental health. Yeah, especially social media. Woo! Social media is right now should be the number one culprit, not just why I'm saying social media, there's so many other underlining issues like abuse and whatnot, but social media is one of the leading because it creeps up on you.
Yeah.
It starts off by you feeling like you're not
Enough.
yeah, not that you're not enough. First you start feeling like I want to be like this person, or how come this person's like this and I'm not like this, or you start comparing yourselves, or you start saying like, you know, things like I want to be like that person, and then you start putting yourself to higher regard to that person, and your expectations are like that. So small things like that can trigger mental health because of the insecurities that it creates as well. But then there's the whole other side of mental health as well, which is more towards like the abusive side of someone feeling like wamekandamizwa, they feel like they don't have a voice, they feel like they cannot make an impact, they feel that they're a nobody. And both sides have negative effects, and one might be a little easier to get out of, the other one a little harder. But with the correct support system and the right people around you who constantly encourage you, who constantly are there for you, who constantly support you in a positive way, you can instantly get out of mental health issues. But it's not something that it just can happen and evaporate in one day. It's an ongoing process.
So, winding up,
Yeah.
what question would you like to leave for the next guest that they have to answer without knowing who you are?
I'm gonna make this one fun.
Okay.
How do you describe yourself in 3 words? Or is that too basic?
Anyways, with that being said, it was nice having Klaire here, and I hope you'd come for part 2.
Oh, there's a part 2.
Yeah, when your AP comes out.
Oh my goodness. I guess I'll be expecting your phone call.
Yeah, so thank you for watching. Just like, subscribe, and follow us on social media, and also follow Klaire as well, because we'll put her handles down in the description. With that being said, see you on the next episode. Thank you.